Hey, good to see you here. Let's talk about something I've been living with every single day, the Audioengine S8. If you're the kind of person who actually listens, not just hears, this fits you in a way cheaper boxes never will. You care about texture, about presence, about sound that feels alive. And once you experience bass that's clean instead of muddy, intentional instead of loud, you realize you can't go back. If you want to check the current price or see if it's still in stock, the link is below. You probably already knew it was time to upgrade. That moment when your old setup hits its limit, the low end collapses, and you feel that tiny frustration every time a movie scene or a favorite track should have hit harder, but didn't. That's exactly where I was before switching. And the first night after setting this up, there was this quiet sense of relief, like I had finally stopped tolerating something I'd outgrown. Real world. This thing changed movie nights for me. Explosions feel grounded instead of boomy. Dialogue sits in a cleaner pocket. I've even used it during late-night editing sessions, and it helps me sense the weight of a mix without cranking the volume. And during long binge-watching weekends, it gives that subtle, almost physical warmth under the sound that makes everything feel more cinematic. The numbers are solid, but what you actually feel is confidence. Every time it hits, it's controlled. Every drop, every thump has intention. You can tell the amplifier is doing real work, not just pushing volume. And when you've lived with weaker gear, you immediately notice how different it feels when the low end finally matches the rest of your system instead of holding it back. If you're thinking about it, check the listing now because audio gear pricing moves around for no good reason. Don't get caught by one of those random jumps. If you're worried about overpowering your room or mixing it with smaller speakers, that doubt disappears fast. The tuning is tight, fast, and surprisingly refined. The unexpected benefit for me was how much it improved the clarity of the mids on my main speakers. When the sub handles the weight, everything else breathes better. You start feeling proud owning something at this level. Not because it's flashy, but because it quietly lifts your whole setup. There's this moment where you realize you're not the person who settles for good enough anymore. The bass feels fuller without flooding your space. The system sounds richer and more cinematic. Music has more emotion and presence. Small speakers suddenly perform above their price. Everything feels more intentional and complete. If there's a downside, it's that you might spend a day dialing in placement. And once you get used to this clarity, cheaper subs instantly feel mushy. And look, you can keep comparing models all week, but at some point you choose the one you already know is right. If you've been circling the Audioengine S8, go take a look while it's available and priced right. It's one of those upgrades you're glad you didn't postpone.